All right, awesome, guys. Welcome to week 26. Let's do roll call real quick. We got Gordon, Larry, Dave, Kurt, and Wani. All right, we got about half the band today. I think there's a lot of summer vacations happening, so all good. All right, let's take a look at fun stuff we got for this week. As per usual, we'll go over lots of sentiment data from the AAII and all across the ecosystem. We had a great meeting on Saturday, and we'll double check to see if the recording is available because I got to review it myself.
It is available.
It is? Okay, excellent. Thanks,
They
Larry.
put it up real fast this time.
Oh, excellent. Lots of fun idiots of the week, and it's very NVIDIA themed. So I want to show you guys how to screw up a post-split NVIDIA trade, and we'll look at a couple of frightening examples. And then we'll get to our usual after the idiots of the week. We'll look at our usual market overview, and look at our index rotation analytics, and we'll look at our feared and greed metrics from the CNN Fear and Greed Index. And again, shout out to our Heidenberg Omen. This was a last week item. I think I could remove this. Yeah, it's okay. I'll just remove it. Okay, cool. Save a little space. All right, but yeah, we'll look at the key metrics there, and then we'll look at the Stock Traders Almanac as June is wrapping up, and then we'll take a look down the pipeline at July and August, of course. And this summer has been kicking off in a big way, for sure, especially with earnings. And we got a couple of big earnings reports to look at, especially consumer sentiment related items like Walgreens and General Mills. So we'll take a look. And we'll look at what the kids are trading as well on the Robinhood and Wall Street Bet side, because it's always good to understand your counterparty, especially if you're in the volatility selling business. And pivoting to our news cycle, we'll start with our economic stuff. We got our final Q1 GDP figures to look at, and it's not great. We got some durable goods figures coming out as well, and also that's not great. And we got a nice synopsis of the 11 items of the US economy that's not great overall. So we'll take a look at that. And after that much optimism, we got to look at hedge funds. And these were paywalled articles, but I just grabbed a screenshot at least. And yeah, so hedge funds might be selling into weak retail hands or relatively new weak retail hands. And a lot of pension funds are dumping their lesser allocations, I'm sure. And if anything, the semiconductor index of SOX does tell us that the NASDAQ is slowing down in a big way. And when it comes to rate cuts, there's all kinds of guesses into the future. But ultimately, it's about who are you going to burn? Are you going to burn the stock market, or are you going to burn the external stakeholders? And especially if they're flying BRICS flags, that might get interesting. So which set of investors are to be market expendable? It's a good question. So we'll see. And then the Black Swan list had a slight update. It's more of a theater of war, but it's with the Bolivia coup. And I lost track. There's 2 or 3 coups. There was a Russian one, there was a CIA one, and I'm still not sure what the conclusion is. And Kenya's popping off. It's quite spicy for this end of month. So yeah, but yeah, Bolivia is the Bolivia coups are definitely on the map. But yeah, I'm sure VIX is a 12 or 13 as a result, of course. All right, cool stuff. Pivoting to currency news, we'll take a look at dollar strength, and shifting to domestic news. Lots of fun items here. We'll look at some crime stats from Chicago, some more updates from Boeing, and this stock just will not short correctly. So it's getting a lot of help from all over the place. But yeah, we'll take a look at that. McDonald's is having some problems, but they are delivering on their $5 value meals, it looks like. So, but yeah, we'll take a look at both Beyond Meat and McDonald's performance. And there was a big week for auto dealers. Some 15,000 car dealerships were wiped out due to a supposed Russian hack. And I believe the ransom was paid. And they're trying to make it look like it wasn't paid because uh, small groups of car dealerships getting access to the CDK platform all over again. But it's not a, like a black and white, everyone gets access all over again, because that would indicate that the ransom was paid. So that's interesting. All right, cool. So that's some chaos in the car world. We'll take a look at the death of cash, which is unfortunate, especially the US dollar in general. But yeah, oh, this should have been an international article. Let me refile that. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, where were we? McDonald's, auto. Okay. We're gonna talk Mexican poop since we did talk about Korean poop from North Korea for the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I guess. But we got to talk about Mexican poop for a second, and that loud sucking sound from over the border. uh, might be the toilet handle, but yeah, that's okay. Uh, Shout out to NAFTA. Speaking of airline news, Southwest has followed suit with American Airlines and has reduced forward guidance in advance of their next earnings call. So lots of shenanigans there. We'll take a look at that and the overall sector and the Jets basket of the domestic carriers. And it looks like Boeing also is desperately trying to acquire Spirit Airlines. And wiser heads than me are indicating that the all stock offer is to preserve cash. And it's kind of reminiscent of Yahoo buying Mark Cuban's broadcast stock, if you guys remember that, some 20-ish years ago. And one cheap protective put saved that douchebag his billions of dollars. That was probably a wasted effort, but it did save his life. And he's gone on to multiple interviews saying that his financial planner recommended this move, and he doesn't even understand it himself. Like this lucky ass got saved in such a big way, and I'm sure no good deed went unpunished. Okay. And then Airbus is catching some stray bullets as well. So we'll take a look at that. And they're also correcting their forecasts. So that's scary. And then if the canary in the coal mine of the collapse of on-demand delivery gigs in Asia have been a clue, then yeah, seeing coastal states get wiped out is a bit of a joke. But more to come. And we'll take a look at um, these tickers in our somewhat older watch list called delivery fees. That was from about 2 years ago. So take a look. And then got some analytics from Zero Hedge on pool sales, which is interesting. And I used to work in the pool industry. So this is also interesting to me because if you think about it, a couple easy high ticket item or high ticket high ticket priced items to look at middle class strength are pools and pianos. It's really easy. And pianos are a little bit more useful than pools because not everyone can afford a pool. But getting a piano is more affordable from a lower middle class perspective. And if we're factoring in Asia, rich people can't buy pools in Asia. There's just not enough land, but they can definitely buy pianos. And looking at piano analytics is an interesting way to gauge the strength of Asia's middle class. So I'm thinking Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, and China, obviously. So, yeah. You can't do tiger parenting without math books and pianos or violins for girls. Yeah, it seems like violins are not as popular for male Asian children. Okay. And then fun analytics from the pizza world. We'll take a look at this. Shout out to Domino's, which is our 2020 and 2021 one of the best performing individual stock tickers in the world at the time. So that was fun. But yeah, we'll look at recent home sales from May. They went to a record low. No surprise there. And then pivoting to tech news, lots of great updates here. We're gonna have to update this NVIDIA ticker. We've gone through $1,000 all-time high, plus a 10 a 10 to oh sorry a 1 to 10 split. And yeah, maybe this graph might be valid again in a couple more months. We'll see. But yeah, lots of Elon news, some stupid SpaceX stuff, which is not important. But we'll take a look at Tesla stuff. And I've been saving a bunch of stuff on my Reddit account, and we'll take a look at that. And just lots of dumb Cybertruck stuff and Elon stuff. And I'll also explain why Elon got rid of public likes. It was mainly because he was liking quasi porn on Twitter, and he got caught. So to hide that, he instituted a global update to hide his extracurricular and recreational queries when he's in his ketamine highs. Okay. In other news in the EV world, Rivian got a huge cash injection from Volkswagen, and it's already falling apart. And I think this will give us just a higher scaffold to hang Rivian from. So we'll take a look at the charts in just a bit. And fun analytics also from NVIDIA. NVIDIA took only 23 days to add 1 trillion to its market cap. And that's kind of insane. And Berkshire Hathaway, despite 20, 21, 22% returns for how many decades, they haven't hit $1 trillion. I mean, not that that was the goal, but yeah, 20% for decades back to back still can't touch that. That's kind of insane. Wow. Okay. And then Jeff Bezos and his plastic Barbie are buying lots of single family homes. Like the normal middle class retail guy just cannot catch a break. And God help them if they're millennials or younger, because they're never going to own a home. If you don't sell volatility or you're not into precious metals or crypto, like you're never going to own a home. It's never happening. Okay. Pivoting to labor news. Again, I still can't get over this Goodfellas long shot, if you know where the screenshot's from. But anyway, looking at layoff news, we've passed the 250,000 white collar tech jobs watermark. So I looked at the layoffs I looked at the layoff data from layoffs.fyi and added up everything up to this morning's tally. So we're looking at about 528,000 lost white collar jobs across 2,600 companies. And I believe there was some redundancy in this count because I didn't tabulate. I didn't isolate by year and company and blah, 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 and do the proper lookup. I don't care, but it's north of 1,000 companies, between 1,000 and 2,000 companies functionally. Okay. But yeah, that's pretty scary. That's a lot of households affected. And I'd imagine half of that is at least Bay Area, if not more. Okay, but we'll look at jobless claims. This is kind of a worthless analytic, but we'll take a look. And Disney's been caught with a hidden camera that they're absolutely not hiring white males. And that's a travesty. If you know about Walt Disney himself, he was very adamant against the rise of, I guess, Marxist, Bolshevik practices in a way. But yeah, it's bizarre to see Disney be so crazy. Okay, pivoting to international news, we'll continue to look at the millionaire exodus, and a lot of it's coming out of India and the UK, disturbingly enough. I didn't know it was that bad. But the UK has been under, I guess, it's the Ottoman Turk invasion 2.0, really. Yeah, but anyway, okay, we'll take a look at that, and we'll look at North Korean headlines besides poop, but cannon fodder, and also they're starting to test their Russian tech-sourced hypersonic missiles, and the leap from sending poop bags to hypersonic missiles does involve a technological leap. So the explosions may continue, but hey, they're trying. So A plus.
They're also testing MIRVs, which I'm sure they got from Putin.
Yeah. But yeah, quite the week for the North Korean Air Force. They have their missile team and then their poop team. Can you imagine the status meetings? Hey team, the poop is ready. How's the hypersonic missiles? Not really, but let's send up today's salvo and see if it doesn't explode. Oh God. Uh, in a way, I feel for Kim Jong-un. Like those must be crazy status meetings. And if you thought techie project managers are bad, can you imagine the North Korean guy trying to do agile waterfall deployments? Hey guys, this is the sprint this week. Let's start with feeding our employees. Oh God. Okay, sorry, we're having too much fun. Okay. The cool top hats in Israel now might have to fight in the Ukraine and in the Gaza Strip. So let's see how that goes with the Orthodox. But yeah, that's spicy. And again, the Bolivian coup, the fog of war and the constant reversals are a little bit crazy. But yeah, uh, it's no accident that there's a wealth of lithium and other rare earth components in Bolivia, and everyone wants it. Okay. And then Julian Assange was finally released. He is, I think, already in Australia, I believe. His wife set up a nice donation link, and a bunch of folks donated. Holy shit. I mean, we've watched this balloon since the pre-Trump era. It's crazy how long he's been in jail. And I'm just glad he's alive. And it seems pretty conclusive that Seth Rich leaked the bulk of the DNC stuff to Julian because Seth Rich watched his candidate, Bernie, get robbed at the DNC by Hillary and her goons. And that's how all of this started. And then Seth Rich got murdered by MS-13, mercenaries, and blah, blah, blah. And 2 shots to the back of the head still ruled a suicide. But yeah. And Seth Rich never got his justice, which is really tragic. They don't even post his picture now. Wow. Okay.
He's a young, good-looking guy too. It's just too bad.
Yeah, they didn't remove his photo. Oh wow.
Right,
That
right.
is, and his photo's iconic. He's sitting in I set this on my Facebook cover profile forever. It's this picture. I had this for like a decade because he never got justice and I never changed it. But yeah, nice kid. He did the right thing, loves his country. I got nothing but good things to say about him. So hope his family finds peace. Okay, but yeah, that's Julian Assange.
Yeah, it's a Bitcoin donor. You know who donate for Assange?
No, but the article lists the address. I'm sure with enough tracking, you could look up all the old ledgers and figure out who this mofo is. But no, but I mean, if I had the funds, I'd do it. I mean, because it's Julian Assange, and
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I rank him higher than Edward Snowden and everybody else.
Oh, me too. Me too. Absolutely.
So I'm glad he's good and he's with his family. And
but what I heard is that he never actually been charged for any of his wrongdoing, but yet he was put right under that prison in London. I mean, that never happened before. Someone never got charged for anything, got in prison.
Well, of course. I mean, the fact that he's alive is a miracle.
I know. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I'm a big supporter of him.
Yeah. I mean, we have bags of cocaine disappearing in the White House libraries. So like nothing's working. So it's okay. But yeah. So yeah, Julian's good. So that's awesome.
He looks good too. I mean, he doesn't look like he's been starved or, I mean, right? He looks pretty good, right? I mean, he looks old, but physically he's not like skinny, thin, or.
But the problem with that is it's delayed onset, right? He's had 20 years of stress hormones and maximum cortisol and fearing for his life. If he dies of cancer in the next 5 years, I wouldn't be surprised at all. And especially like the more violent types, like pancreatic, something involving, your endocrine system, because it's very stress related. So, I mean, he will pay I mean, it's not like he didn't have health effects. So we can say like he had good genes. It didn't take as much damage as we anticipated, but I wouldn't say it was a rosy walk for him whatsoever.
Absolutely not. What he's gone
Yeah.
through, it's just
Yeah.
unimaginable. And
And
mentally, I hope he's,
yeah.
you
And
know,
and Gonzalo Lira is dead. So like we are losing people on the journalist free speech side. So
it's terrible that, yeah, whatever happened to him was the worst. Journalism wise, it just no one came out for his defense. That's what make you so angry,
yeah. But you also understand wait, how does I explain this quickly? None of these two boys, Gonzalo and Julian, own firearms and they have no martial arts training. I'm just saying, if you have a little bit of violence training, you don't get into these jams. Not that I'm perfect. I mean, I've danced with the line quite a bit, but if you're a good guy with a gun, you're not scared of bad guys with a gun, even if they cheat. So I'm just
but it's really nothing you can do, because if they want to
no
drum up any allegations on you,
I
you're
know,
gonna be put in jail no matter what, black belt or not, firearms or not, right?
Not exactly. Like you'll have a lot better what do we call God, what is it called? What is it? Awareness of your surroundings. There's a shorter phrase for this. I can't think of it right now, but if you've never sat in a jail cell, I mean, not that I have, but you there's like basically to operate as a good criminal that doesn't get caught by the law, you always need to understand what legal jurisdiction you're in. And even if you're committing dirt, you need to know what county you're in and what city you're in, because the penal code has variations. And if you're going to do dirt that could land you in jail, you need to know Alameda County will do this to me and Santa Clara County will do this to me. And this is like kind of like a throwback to American Gangster, where what's his name? Not Nicky Barnes. Frank Grimes. He meets with his accountant and his attorney every single morning. And that's for a reason. So yeah, I mean, I've danced in this side. I mean, I haven't sold drugs, but I've danced in the black market a little bit for other things. And yeah, the profits are good, but holy shit, the amount of like you have to carry guns everywhere. Like it's not fun because you have cash and other people want it. Like it's not a fun life. So yeah, okay. Well, you can read my future book for more of those details. Okay, sorry. Getting back to the fun nerdy stuff. All right. So the yen has collapsed to 161 to 1. I think it's collapsed even worse. We'll look in real time in just a bit. But this has now exceeded my lifespan's worth of bad yen trading, and it's going to get into the 200s at some point, I'm sure, like the early 80s. So this is just insane. Like I cannot imagine what it's like to be a Japanese person. Like they've watched their purchasing power collapse in half in the last 2 years. That is insane. That is insane. And hello to Linda.
But Warren, but I think if the Japanese people, if they just use their money in their own country, would that affect them? Unless they like travel and things like that, right? That's when they find out the yen it's cheaper.
But they have to import stuff.
True, right.
They have a lot of resources.
I mean, does Japan import? What do they import?
They import everything. They don't make anything. They import earthquakes. Like what else is You've lived in Japan, Wani. You have the
I live
most
in Japan. Yeah, yeah,
experience.
yeah. Wait. But they manufacture a lot of stuff too that they export to
Yeah, but
other country.
no, they don't. They mine jack shit. They have nothing. They barely have iron.
I know they don't have any natural resources, but I mean, the Japanese cars,
All
Japanese
right, right.
appliances.
Imported oil,
Yes.
imported everything, imported, rubber for the gaskets. Every single thing was
I
imported.
was at 11. I'm gonna meet with
Yeah. And the only thing that the Japanese have going for them is
The people.
they're smart, they work hard, and they will.
Yeah, the discipline,
Yeah.
the hard workers.
Yeah. But they don't like Japan is cursed in terms of natural resources. It's horrible.
Right.
Even I mean North Korea technically has more resources than even Japan.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean post Meiji restoration, it's all been about industrial output forever. And we can thank the Dutch for a lot of that for Japan. Because the Catholics didn't do anything. They were just robbing the country. But yeah. Okay, but we can talk more when we'll dive into this. We can look at it'll make more sense, Wani, once we look up like Japan's GDP pie chart.
and the nests.
And what happens is there's obviously zombie industries, and the big one is financial services. So we can compare like Japan versus America in just a little bit. So yeah, we'll show you that.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, more airline news. This is for Lufthansa. This is not exactly Airbus, but Lufthansa wants to slap on a clean gas charge or whatever the hell that means. And then meanwhile, aircraft carrier Eisenhower has taken damage from the Houthis, and it has to go to the docks for repair. And you can read between the lines, like it was damaged. You don't send a carrier group away without replacing it unless something went really, really wrong, which it did. So yeah. Okay, so that's fun. We'll talk cash in a bit. We'll talk a little bit about some natural gas projects with the Saudis in America. We'll look a little bit about central banking gold purchases, especially in Asia. And then we'll talk China news. We'll talk EVs this week, since a lot of tariffs are coming down the pipeline, both from the Eurozone and from US sources. And China is still acting like a punk bitch. Like, they need the money. They got cars sitting in dry docks all over the world, and they're still picking fights in the boardrooms across the world. Like, you couldn't write and envision a crazier bad ex-girlfriend. Like, South Korean writers couldn't even figure this out. Like, how do we write a thieving, conniving SOB like this? But yes, China has outdone themselves again. And it looks like Novo Nordisk is going to sell glucagon simulating drugs in China now. So you're going to see Chinese Ozempics pop up left and right. But in a way, China's already on the Venezuelan diet of losing 17 kilograms. So they'll get the organic version of weight loss soon enough.
And the Chinese people are not fat. They would need Ozempic. There are not really too many fat people in Asia.
That is not true among the youth and the rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, the middle class is squeezed, but the rich, the poor and rich kids, both are very fat. Yeah,
Must be eating a lot of junk food now.
and gutter oil and everything else. It's beautiful. And looks like Warren Buffett has decreased his investment in BYD. And I wonder if this is some beef between Warren and Charlie Munger, because they didn't really discuss their disagreements publicly, but I wonder if BYD was was a point of argument between the two of them. And I know Warren Buffett's been a fan of Chinese stocks from his PetroChina days, 2 decades ago. But I wonder if there's some blowback on this. But yeah, curious. And for an infrastructure obsessed fund manager, BYD seems like one of the most retarded plays possible. I wonder if this is like a political thing he had to do, because I don't know, but this seems to make no sense. But yeah, kind of curious. Okay, but yeah, that's the highlight reel, and we can get started with our S&P 500 poll first. So let me get that loaded. Oh, we got a couple of new folks that dropped in. Let me drop the session notes for you guys. All right, and let me start the poll, and I'll load up our next module while you do that. And where's the poll? Okay. All right, so you should see the poll on your screen, so I would appreciate your vote.
How's the SPY trading right now?
That's a great question.
I don't know what to vote. I think we're down, right? Are we down today?
I haven't looked at anything. Okay, we're flat for this morning. Looks
Flat.
like very, very flat. A little bit choppy, but ultimately flat. Okay. So let's see, give you guys a last couple seconds to vote, and let me share the results. All right, so we got 40% bullish, 60% sideways, and 0% bearish. Okay, cool. And let's go to AAII, the American Association of Individual Investors. And this cohort is famous for being very pro buy and hold. Okay, so pretty stagnant compared to last week, but we are seeing more bears, which is diverging from our little group and data set. Okay, good to know. And let's, oh yeah, so PJ's video is in our content library. So if you haven't caught that yet, check it out. Cool, awesome. I need to review it myself. All right, cool. All right, let's look at some idiots of the week to get us warmed up for trading news. And this is at least how not to make money, because this is stupid. All right, let's look at our first example. Courtesy of Wall Street Bets, our beloved counterparty, because you always got to know who's buying your options. All right, so this mofo is serious question. First time buying options. Do I hold or am I cooked? So let's see. Lots of near dated options. So not a lot of money buying cheap stuff. These are fairly far away from the at the money price 6 days ago, no less. So buying low delta, near term, cheap shit. And we all know how this usually ends for beginners, which is murder and homicide, and then suicide watch. But yeah, it looks like this person bought into the hype train, didn't understand the splits, and post-split was bad for 3 days, if you guys realize that. And this poor kid, what is NVIDIA at? 130-ish?
Yeah. No, 120 something.
Oh my God.
123? 123.
Yeah, so this guy is dying, 124. Oh my God. So everything's underwater. He's lost everything, expires tomorrow. He
Oh my
has
God.
pennies of the Benjamins left. Like I don't know how to help these kids. Like it seems like SVOG, we're not beginner centric. Like we can't help these poor kids. Like they gotta survive the intermediate stage, have some basic rules, and then get to us. And then we can make them amazing by selling options. But at least for the brand new white belts, they just get blown away. I mean, they're buying my options and then sitting on them and then dying. But yeah, Oh, Danny.
I think the best thing, and statistically, just most traders aren't going to make it. But I think about that occasionally. It's like, what would I tell somebody who's new? Um, I think, and it sounds mean, like when other more senior traders used to say this to me in the beginning, it would just make me pissed, and that's probably why I'm still around. But basically, 90, 90, 90. Look at fucking up, and basically just understand that the odds are against you. So what are you going to do differently to not be in the 90 90 90 group? Yeah. It's a saying that the basically the brokers have 90% of new traders will lose 90% of their money in 90 days. And you have to understand that basically it is a zero or perhaps even a negative sum game when you consider the fact that your broker is also against you. And
That's
so if you aren't, it's kind of like if you want to be a basketball player and you're a short fuck and no coordination and you want to be LeBron, just understand how bad the odds are stacked against you and just, what are you going to do differently? I mean, that's what I'd really tell somebody who's new is basically, it's kind of like welcome to the Shark Tank. I don't know. That's all I can think of because like trying to provide other good intentions, almost like being an asshole, perhaps might be the best advice to some of these beginners. So maybe they would drop out faster because I think a lot of people when they come into it, they're just looking for easy money, right? And it's not. So anyway, rant over.
No,
Well,
those
I
were
think
beautiful points.
that's
yeah.
true. It's absolutely true. Yeah. I mean, they have to figure it out, and yeah.
I mean, because they don't have anywhere to go. I mean, Roaring Kitty's their hero. Like this guy is a worthless, front, front pumping, mofo. He doesn't give a shit about the retail guy. We care more about the retail guys than he does.
Right, but I think that actually Roaring Kitty is a great example of what you need to be. You basically need to find an edge, and his edge is basically I'm going to be a douchebag and front run everybody and make you think that I'm your friend. Just like, your broker is not your friend. Wall Street is not your friend. Basically, everybody is out to get you. So in a way, he's actually a good role model, I think, in a lot of ways, because he's almost as much of a douchebag as Jamie Dimon. Right. But at least maybe Jamie's a little bit more honest about it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. Okay.
I mean, a deeper thought that a lot of folks won't even think about is why are you attracted to doing this in the first place? And maybe understand that, your government using, the money printer and devaluing everybody's time forces everybody, whether, if you're a doctor or a dentist or you're a plumber, you also have to be a part-time hedge fund manager or lose all of your purchasing power and go to zero. Right. And if you actually understand what all of that means, that might give you a potential edge to think about.
Beautiful, beautiful. That is beautiful.
Well, I think a lot of people get into trading just because they want to make money quick, and they don't educate themselves enough about the market. They just want to go in and, they may hear someone else is making money in the market and they just want to be part of it.
Yeah,
absolutely, Winnie. Yeah, no, I think, and part of the reason that they want to get rich quick is you're in a society that doesn't value hard work; it values degeneracy.
Well, I mean, if there's a way for people to make money quick, I don't think there's anything wrong with like being in the market and make money from the market itself. We do not
it's just,
necessarily have to
obviously,
work
it's
hard
just
to make money, right?
Yeah,
We can
yeah,
make
no.
money smart and fast. And there's no other place better than the market. And some people realize that. And whether
Yeah.
they educate themselves enough to understand the game, that's a different story, I think. So, There's
I
different
mean, I
reasons.
think it can be
Yeah.
a different story, but I think if you realize it, it might give you some insights, right? Getting back to that idea of what are you going to do different, part of what most beginning traders don't realize is why they want to be in the game in the first place, right? It's kind of like if you could understand the other side of your trade, like the guy who's trading the Nvidia calls, if you could figure out essentially why you need to be on the other side of your own trade, you might have an edge. Right. I mean, that was the thing that I always realized when I was a beginner, just like most beginners and losing money. I was just like, damn, if I could just like do the opposite of the shit that I did, then I would make money. Right. But you have to sort of understand the first principles behind why am I doing the trades that I'm doing that are losing money.
Mhm. Right. I think most people do not know. And that's why they're losing money.
Well, right. And statistically, most of them will never figure it out. I mean, I think a big part of it too just gets back to, like you said, they think that it's going to be easy.
Oh, no, it's not. Yeah. But I think the important thing for them is they have to know that they should put money where they can afford to lose that money. It's not going to be the money that they need to live on.
Right, but the question is like with what and where and you know what's the reasonable rate of return? What's the exit plan? Like these are all points we're not taught on purpose. Like the stock market is not designed as a retirement vehicle.
No.
This is a relatively new thing in human history.
Yeah.
And keeping your go ahead, was that Larry?
The thing that nobody hardly ever talks about is trade sizing. That is
Mhm.
never taught anywhere. You
Position
can
size?
spend $20,000 in the old days in invest tools, and they will never mention trade sizing.
Why do you think so, Larry?
It's how you get wiped out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how Wall Street gets their
Right.
hands in your pocket.
90, 90, 90. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think also it's if you take a look at the cottage industry that's out there. I mean, we've talked about this. It's like, it's the gold miners. Why did Levi
Mhm.
Strauss make it big? And the people that sold shovels and wheelbarrows. It's the
Right.
same
The people
thing.
who sold their trade rooms and software indicators and everything else, right?
So we're in the wrong business.
The Sosnoff model. Make brokerages. Make a show.
Trade small, trade often.
Trade
Yeah.
small.
I mean, I think that's why, like, one of the most important books that I read early on that changed things for me was Reminiscences of a Stock Operator.
Oh man.
There's so
Great
many
book.
lessons in that, right?
Yeah.
And like the fact that your broker is a bucket shop, or like someone was saying about trade sizing, or he even talks about like the fact that you had to get like several times he got fully wiped out, and he knew that he had to save up, right, to basically get what did he call it, a stack or whatever, so that you could actually trade. I mean, there's just so many good lessons in that book.
Yeah. Great book. Do you guys think that more and more younger people participating in the market than the generations before,
Oh, 100%. 100%.
right? The more younger people, right? Yeah.
And I'm an outlier. So I mean, I bought my first stock at 18. That fall, my birthday is in August. So September, I bought my first shares. It was Starbucks and Cheesecake Factory, like 3 and 2
Wow.
shares, like $100.
Wow.
Yeah. And none of my peers are doing that. And before I turned like, and one of the reason like gold was let me think. No, I don't remember gold, but silver was $13 when I was 20. And I know because I didn't drink until like I mean I don't drink anyway, but I drank even less when I was 21, 22, 23 and whatever. Because I was always thinking, this is an ounce of silver.
Yeah, save money for the,
Yeah.
to buy your sticker.
Cheap, cheap Asian is also a cheap Asian when he's older. Surprise, surprise. Okay, where are we? Oh my God. Sorry. Idiot number 2 for the week. All right, let's get back to NVIDIA. But always good to do a good, I guess, counterparty philosophical rants. Like, this is a rigged game, guys. Like, we're going against a lot of steep, opponents, including, the clock, the taxman, and Wall Street. So, to survive is not bad already. Yeah. Cool. All right, but yeah, stay safe out there, guys. All right. Let's do this. All right, so let's see. This guy here, here's the comment I was looking for. So this guy lost $80,000. He basically didn't take profits, but yeah, he lost it in a bull market. So I thought this guy's comment was fairly good for what it's worth. So yeah, this guy held on to his NVIDIA position too long and was wondering if he can come back. It's like, not really, not when you lost 80,000 in an up market. Like, how do you do that? It's not
Greed.
like greed, yeah.
It's greed.
Cool. But yeah. Sorry, Kurt, did you comment?
No, I was just changing my headphone out.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh yeah, here's another good comment. Is there a setting where I can make automatic trades the exact opposite to these guys?
This gets back to the point I was just making, I think.
You got to know your counterparty. So that's why we love to look at the Wall Street Bets sentiment analysis. And we don't waste our time looking at individual tickets. We look at the aggregate data, like what's hot, what's not. And, as we mentioned earlier, like Rivian, even though it got a cash injection, this is an application of Gresham's law where you're throwing good money after bad. And here you can see there's negativity, 35 over 28. And without blinking, I know this is a shorting candidate. And I'm kind of cheating because I looked earlier, but let's pretend I didn't. And let's look at Rivian. And again, watching what these Robinhood kids do, like, you can make money. We're nimble. We're not mutual funds. We're not hedge funds. We don't have to follow, 5% rules and blah, blah, blah. We don't have to do any of that. So if we look at Rivian, you'll see that this cash injection doesn't change anything. They're still bleeding money. Consumers are still not thrilled. It's expensive, and this won't work out very well. Like, and the marketplace is showing you this. It's down 2%. Like, that's not a lot of money. I mean, that's not an insignificant drop. And if we look at the betting public, people are not convinced that this is going to do anything. So yeah, that's a lot of put options. I mean, even though there's bullishness for sure, but still, that's a lot of greedy guys like me thinking, perfect, we can milk this even more. We'll take this down. Go ahead.
Yeah. What's Volkswagen? What's Volkswagen putting money on Rivian? What are they trying to do with them?
Volkswagen
Like a
needs
bit-
software.
The
German
software
Right software.
Well,
from Rivian?
yeah, so we can back up, right? So we can look at the two. I mean, who are the two titans in the car world, right? The Germans and the Japanese. And we know that Volkswagen is becoming this huge, overbloated, mess of a thing. And Porsche finally spun out, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, they become a huge, weird conglomerate. So they're trying to catch up with EVs here, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the other side, Japan, they just had a change of power. And again, a healthy change of succession is not to be undervalued. It's a big deal. And the Toyota CEO claimed that, like, EV is not the future. CEO Akio Toyota. And I mean, in retrospect, we have proven him correct that EVs are indeed not the future and at best was a toy. And Toyota didn't go all in on EVs and hybrids quite like, you know, Ford or Tesla. So therefore they won't be wiped out.
It's all true. It's true.
So these are diverging realities. So who's really correct? I'd say Rivian's definitely hands down better than Tesla. At least it's real tech, you know, compared to Nikola, Tesla, you know, the Chinese EVs, all those folks. So yeah, there's definitely oh, Cola, come here. Cola, come here. Sorry. Cola, come here. Sleeping. Cola.
Hey, Warren, you said
Yeah.
Rivian has real tech better than Tesla?
I mean, relatively speaking, you'll see Cola. Hold on. My dogs. Cola, come here.
Just compare the Cybertruck to a Rivian truck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at least it's a working model, right? You know, there's not a second recall, you know, within months of the of overall deployment, right? So I think empirically we can easily say Rivian is performing hands down better than Tesla. I don't think that's debatable.
Plus,
What are your thoughts on
they're
the
selling stuff
self-driving?
to Amazon. That they sell all
Right.
those vans to Amazon. And
Right,
they're doing
right.
so successfully for a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
Right.
And sorry, Ed, also you also had a comment?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, what are your thoughts on the self-driving component for Tesla or any of these companies? Is that real? Is it got value? Is it a pipe dream?
Technically, Amr Khan would be the best person to speak on this because he was a LiDAR product manager. Um, but it seems like LiDAR is not a winning technology overall. And Amr, I mean, his resume has kind of proven that. I mean his company went kaput, or his group went kaput. So, I mean, proof is in the pudding, right? And technically, Waymo is offering robo taxis this week, right?
Right. San Francisco. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the self-driving feature on Tesla, well, this is from my son. He subscribed to the self-driving.
Right, $100. Yeah.
$100 a month, yes. And he said that when he drove up from San Diego to the Bay Area, 90% of the time he put on the self-driving mode. And he said that it was excellent. It was great. And especially like on the freeway, you know, he just put it on self-driving and he feel very comfortable using it. And also the reason he's subscribing to the self-driving is because he's driving from San Diego. He's moving to Austin, Texas. So he's going to use that feature most of the way. 90% of the time, he will be just using that self-driving.
I mean,
and he says statistically it's a lot safer. The accidents and
it's not because Tesla doesn't publish the data and the National Highway Association doesn't release it either. And Tesla gets out of that loophole by you know, full self-driving disconnects before impact. Therefore, it wasn't the cause of your impact. Like that is a very bullshit, you know, get out of jail clause. But yeah, I would encourage your son to be a lot fucking safer. Like if you trust Elon Musk with your life and your car, like you're smoking crack. Like we've gone over all of the issues, right? Wobbly wheel and FSD. Again, it's a Shanghainese algo. Baidu just did the handoff a month ago after Elon brought copious amounts of unmarked, you know, uncirculated bills in certain briefcases. So, like we talked about this, right? Elon just got the FSD data here. Elon FSD data, and Baidu did the handoff. Like, how creepy is that? So yeah, to answer Ed's question, like, what's the ecosystem? Again, this is a dumb kid in Walnut Creek talking about this, right? So it could be a lot of different things. Waymo's probably has a decent taxi system since it's deploying this week. Let's leave out the Chinese EVs, even though they have documents in mileage. They blow up, all kinds of things happen. So it's mainly Waymo, Tesla. That's it, right? So
Mm.
Waymo's LiDAR powered, so was Tesla for the most part.
Tesla's not LiDAR powered.
It has some LiDAR components, right?
No, I
No,
No?
I thought Elon dumped LiDAR because radar is cheaper.
and just cameras.
Okay, there's no LiDAR functionality whatsoever?
No.
No.
Oh, okay. I'll double check that.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
my
what you
mistake.
see when you see a Waymo car and you see the spinning.
Right.
That's
That,
LiDAR.
right. Okay.
The thing on the top of the car, right? That thing.
And on the front left
Yeah,
and
yeah.
front right in the rear.
Mhm.
Yeah, again, okay, got it. So yeah, we should if only Almer would pop in every now and then, but yeah, it would be great to get his perspective. And he's the longest running Tesla owner of our group, I believe. Okay, all good. Where are we? Idiot number
Rivian,
two.
Rivian.
Yeah, idiot number two. All right. Oh yeah, we're talking about Ed's point. Yeah, understand your counterparty. You know, this is back to I guess Art of War stuff. You got to understand your enemy. Okay, good stuff. And then,
There is somebody who's making automatic trades that are the exact opposite of these guys, and that's the high frequency traders. They've got all their algos
Mhm.
are opposite to these guys.
for sure. And I'm not the only, I mean, you don't have to be a genius to see this. And if I was smarter, I'd set up algos myself. But in due time, we'll do some more R&D. Okay. What's loser number 3? All right, another NVIDIA candidate. All right, let's see how this mofo screwed up. All right, this is a German guy. All right, from the IB side of the house. So let me translate for you guys. So Let's the Volca is last week. So this was posted 5 days ago, and he lost 77% last week. Holy shit. $10,000
What did he
account.
do? What did he buy?
What else did he do? Of course, he went long NVIDIA, right?
He bought
June 28th,
call.
short-term, low delta insanity at the 150 strike. Oh my God. Wow, he went bye-bye. So yeah, he's gone. The old buy at the top, sell at the bottom strategy, time proven. But yeah, and the poor Germans. And again, if you don't understand German culture, it's hard to describe. Like, they're really nice, but they're not supposed to be. They've been beaten down since the end of World War II. Like, they've been cut like there's no tomorrow. And these are like former Goths and Vandals. Like, if you know your medieval history, like these guys butchered Roman legions before, like massacred them. And now they're whining about NVIDIA stock. Just funny to me. Okay, loser number 4. Okay, let's see. All right. And so has the proper sentiment from 7 days ago. $25,000. So this is a FINRA enabled account, pattern day trading enabled, and he blew it up. What did he do? Lots of SPY YOLOs. Like, I haven't traded SPY all year, actually. I only trade SPX now, but SPY it's sloppy. It's not like SPX trades so much better than SPY, and the yields are totally different, and the volatility and everything. But yeah. So yeah, this poor kid. Okay. Oh yeah, and this was a comment. No more tears. Brought to you by Johnson's Baby Shampoo. Loser number 5. All right, we're almost done. Just got half a dozen today. All right, another NVIDIA loser. All right, he lost 30% of the portfolio, which isn't too bad. So let's see. He bought a NVIDIA call, expires tomorrow, 140, at the 133 call when it was 140-ish. So yeah, clearly he knows I'll see it behind the Wendy's when my options tank too. So yeah, he's done tomorrow. That's crazy. Let's just do some math, figure out what his value is. Let's see, 133 strike tomorrow. Let's see, how much intrinsic value is left in this options contract? What does the Black-Scholes model say for him? 133. Oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong ticker. NVIDIA.
Fuck.
What?
Oh, it's all right. Trade's going against me.
Oh shit. What's ES? Do I have to apply at Wendy's today myself?
Yeah, it's at 55.34 right now.
Okay.
55.34.
Okay. I'm still waiting for the FedEx waters to recede, but okay. All right, but yeah, let's find this guy. 133, right? Let's find 133. Good God. 133. Cola stay. Come on, Swap. Why are you lagging? Come on, come on. 133. Keep scrolling. All right, 133. Oh, sorry. Oh, dang it. 133. Where are you? Oh dear. Oh
Right up
God.
there, up there.
He
7
is
cents.
133 is above 2 sigma. 95.61. Sorry, 96.61%. He's 1.1% north of 2 sigma. Oh, this is not turning around. The whole universe has to invert to save this guy's trade.
There's
Oh,
no way.
I mean, a 300 basis point rate cut would save his life, but that's about it. He needs it now. He needs Papa Powell to save his life today.
He should just close it today and then take whatever is left.
But we've all been there. We all know what happens. No one's going to do anything. They're going to hold it to the final hour. It'll be like
Exactly. How
worth
stupid can
pennies.
it be?
We've all been there. We've all been there. Oh my God.
Right?
I just
I
feel
mean,
bad.
just take whatever is left and then done with it.
Here, we'll do it. My trading team has reviewed your case study. We suggest you close out as soon as you see this.
Close out and take whatever you can still take.
Oh my God. Okay. Can you imagine?
I think a lot of these kids, they don't know or don't understand about options that much, right? All they know is just buy puts or buy calls. That's all they know, right?
Wani, half the people in this room cannot write down the Black-Scholes formula if they tried. Maybe not even half. 90% of this room cannot write the formula, myself included.
No one. I can't.
Okay,
No.
okay. No,
No, of course
Who
not.
can in this room? Who can in this room? Let me think.
Not I.
No. None.
Maybe
But
Jim
these
Norton.
kids, but these kids only know calls and puts, so
They've never heard of Black-Scholes.
right. They don't know what the heck you're talking about. They don't know what
That's
IV
racist.
is about.
They would say that's racist.
Yeah.
Right. Why not white shows? Why black shows? Why not white shows? You're all racist.
That's hilarious. Okay. All right. Yeah. So, all right. Almost done with our last idiot of the week. Sorry, we're having too much fun today. Okay. Okay. This kid is a little bit smarter. Got a little bit more time. You know what? This trade might reverse. So he has a little bit of time. 150 strike. That's really aggressive. But let's go out there. Let's check what he's doing. Come on, Swab. Okay.
150 call, July 19. Oh,
19. Okay.
That's gonna be tough. Yeah. It's not gonna get there.
It could.
It's not gonna move 25 points in 2 weeks.
We need a
About 3
third.
weeks.
We need a third crypto ETF. What's after Ethereum? What's the
XRP?
next? Is that what it's come down to? XRP is wow.
I don't know. Probably not.
Okay. 150. Oh my God. Sorry, this is so laggy. Everything's
I mean, the expected move is only like 13.
You know what's bad when Wani thinks this guy has no hope, and Wani's quoting expected moves.
Yeah, exactly.
22 days forward.
Exactly.
Okay, 92.68% against him. Oh,
There's
those
no
are
way.
odds.
There's no way.
93% against you.
Tell him to close it. Close it right now.
I mean, you can trade with the math or against it. I guess all of us have to decide that every week as well.
Yeah.
And Kurt's dealing with that at the moment. Kurt, what are you trading?
Futures.
What CL or what do you quickly?
Oh no, ES. Sorry.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
pretty. It's been trading within the 15-minute or opening range
Ouch.
to the
Mm-hmm.
Getting spicy.
down.
But remember, only quitters really lose. Stay solvent, guys. Okay, those are idiots. And for those that like non-indice, we have some general rules. And to Larry's earlier point, yeah, we don't talk about a lot of people don't talk about position sizing because why worry about that, right? Poker players learn this early because if you go all in the first 5 hands on nothing,
You're out.
yeah, that doesn't work. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Let's get to our index overview and let's see how the market's shaking. And we'll take a peek at ES futures to start with.
So are you going to have a section on tonight's debate?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not that wasn't tradable, so I left it off the thing. But like
We could trade on DJT,
oh, that is true. That is true.
right?
That is
DJT.
true. That is true. And there's predicted, right? Okay, yeah, we should
Yeah,
talk
and
about
predicted. And Reddit. People will be talking about it on Reddit.
that.
Warren, you said that it violates all the rules of technical analysis.
Which one? DJT?
The chart of DJT.
Yeah.
DJT.
But DJT is not even top 20 among. Oh, here it is. Number here. Sorry. What is that number? Like 16, 14 or something?
Neutral 31.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so let's finish our index overview, and then when we get to domestic stocks, we'll start with DJT. We'll take a look. Yeah. Okay. So let's look at the S&P 500, and again, we like to look at the different tiers of the S&P 500. So we'll start with the supposed smart money with the futures crowd, which is /ES. And looking at momentum, we are hovering barely above the 0 line. I'd say this is a pretty weak read. A couple of bad days, and this can go. This momentum can invert into net selling territory quickly. And as we looked at other screenshots, smart money sees a top, and retail doesn't realize it yet. And they're just trying to figure out what's the value bet to extract the maximum amount of value out of the retail fish. So again, poker terms, right? It's the final round. Everyone has their hands, and Wall Street has pocket aces, and they're hedged up pretty aggressively. Fair value is about 1.4. And when we see these high numbers on the bearish side, we know it's both hedging and speculation. So a little spooky. So yeah, 2.1, and we're seeing a 76% on the low delta contracts here. Okay. And we've seen this as high as a 90.
So it's quite bearish, right?
It's bearish for a normal trade day. It's not a falling knife though. If this was like, remember last week, this was 4.0.
Whoa.
This number was really bad last week. And you can see in the recording. So north of 2 is bad, 3 is really bad, 4 is like the knife might be falling right then. And the world was a different place, if you remember, with NVIDIA. Yeah. All right, let's go to the second layer of money, the SPX big boy option contracts. We call it big boy for its value of being worth 10 shares of the SPY. So again, even for beginner traders, you shouldn't be worrying about SPY for a long time, right? Because SPX you can play with once you have $500. That's probably too dangerous at the 2 sigma mark. One, like $1,000 at the 2.5 sigma is probably a lot safer. But yeah, let's look at the analytics here. 1.1. Okay, fair value is 1.4. So this is bullish, if anything. So we're seeing some divergence between the two layers of smart money. So different sense of urgency.
How do you interpret that though?
Put call ratio,
ES,
1.2.
no, ES is kind of on the bearish side, right? And then SPX is on a bullish side. Why is that divergence?
So ES is very bearish at 3.0 for put call
Right.
ratio. This is 1.2 effectively, which is slightly bullish. So they're different, very different opinions, right? So future
Right. Why is
side,
that? Why?
they have different levels of information, right? Like, I guess bigger retail traders, like, I mean, I barely count as one, but like beginners are not trading SPX, right? Intermediate and advanced option traders are playing SPX. But I'm not playing futures, right? Kurt is playing futures. Kurt is a lot more experienced and knowledgeable than me in options and futures trading. So, and like,
I mean, does it take more experience, or does it take your willingness to take bigger risk?
all of the above,
I mean,
right?
essentially it's the same market, right? The ES, the futures, the SPY, the SPX. It's just like you said, SPX is
but the ES market runs 2/3 longer. Like it's open 2/3 more hours than SPX.
Right.
Yeah.
We say it's for the big boys, right? So.
And the overnight margin requirements are different. So
right.
You need cash, maybe a Bloomberg terminal, and big balls, and you need to know what you're doing, right?
Futures?
Supposedly.
Okay. Yeah, supposedly.
I'm with Dave on that. Or you just have to be a degenerate, right?
Degenerate. Okay.
Yeah, you just have to be a degenerate. But the options volatility numbers, the actual math is slightly different. I mean, if you're in a stock account, then you're gonna trade SPYs. And if you're really smart, you learn that you can also trade SPX, but that's a big jump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one thing I will say with ES is that it is usually the market that the hedge funds will hedge out in. It's easier for a lot of reasons, for liquidity purposes. But it doesn't mean that they're always right. I'll tell you that much. ES can be stupid too.
Yeah, and ES, like a lot of these are short-term hedges, so we don't know how far in the future they go, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we're saying that fund managers use ES as a way to hedge their portfolio.
I mean, to Ed's point, SPX might be easier in many respects.
For hedging.
So if you're holding a lot of long stock and you don't want to sell it because that would put you into a tax event, then you would hedge with something that isn't long stock. And the obvious is futures or some other product that lives in the stock market. Something is highly correlated.
Yeah, and the tax treatment for futures is easier to deal with. Short-term gains, being short, etc. Oftentimes than the indices. So.
Yeah. I mean, you're already playing essentially short-term gains on futures because every day your current balance is defined. In any case, so the big guys who have a lot of long stock would not be using stock to jump in and out because that creates hassles. The really big guys don't care, but mom and pop don't really know enough to take those old shares and create the tax events, not on the most recent stuff. You want to create the tax event on the the 15% long-term capital gain shares.
Yeah,
Right.
good points.
So, okay.
But yeah, looking at the SPY side here, fairly optimistic for a normal day. Again, fair value 1.4. The bearish deltas are pretty sleepy too. So I'd say retail here is pretty optimistic, relatively speaking. And let's pivot to the Qs, and we'll also get another snippet of retail sentiment. If SWAB will cooperate. Come on. Oh, come on. Q. Oh my God. Come on. Come on. Come on, Swab. Give me 3 of a kind. Come on. Oh my God. Come on. Okay, come on. Load the symbol. Oh my God. All right, we're loading finally. Invesco's NASDAQ ETF. What's your put call ratio? Oh, come on, dude. Okay, 1.2. Very similar to our S&P side of the house. Okay. Deltas are pretty sleepy. Let's take a look at momentum really quick. Okay, so let's look at inflows versus outflows. All right. Zero line is right here. Oh, wow. We're treading water not too far above it. Oh, zero line's right here. Okay, so we last touched that beginning of the month. And here's NVIDIA's ramp up, split, post split. Gosh, this might be it, guys. Looks like inflows now are weaker than its peak from 617. This might be the market top, legitimately, at least from the Q's perspective, if this is being carried by NVIDIA. Okay. All right, so we're seeing some bullishness here on the overnight analytics, but yeah, this trend might be weakening. Let's go to the Russell 2000, our schizophrenic index. It loves to overreact. And let's see how this is shaken up. All right. Small caps did have a lot of money rotating in, but it's slowed down quite a bit. As you can see, it's trading above the zero line and it's fallen from its late May peak and slipping. So yeah, we might see complete index reversion all across the board. Like these aren't strong signals of momentum anywhere. So yeah, pretty shaky. Holy cow. And let's look under the hood at the Russell 2000. And let's see what the analytics look like. 0.623, that's crazy optimism. That's ridiculous. Fair value is 2.3 for the Russell 2K. So this is just out of character like crazy. And might be retarded. And the Russell 2000, again, is schizophrenic and overreacts. And it can overreact with optimism too. All right, let's go to the diamonds, DIA. Let's take a look at how Dow Jones is shaking up. Ah, misclick. No, 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 no. Oh, shit. Ah, come on. Oh, I need to get a better laptop soon. Ah, come on, diamonds. Oh my God. Ugh. Okay, finally. Okay, let's look at the charts. All right, diamonds. Again, this is very thinly traded. Don't have to overread this, but this has somewhat inflows, but slowing down, pacing Russell 2000 fairly closely. Okay, that's the momentum side. Let's look under the hood at the today's betting public. Come on. Come on. All right, 0.841. That's pretty optimistic. This is usually the most optimistic index of the day. But as we saw, the Russell 2000 is flying way past it. A little uncharacteristic, but still bullish nonetheless. Okay, so that's the indexes. And if we look at VIX, that should be what, 12, 13? Let's double check. I have it in my little side menu here. What is VIX? VIX is 12.53. Oh my God. We just had a Bolivian coup. You know, it changed hands 2, 3 times, and VIX is 12. Okay. Nothing to see here. Lots of black suits with guns, but stop asking questions. Okay. All right, so that's our indexes. And with that, let's take a step back and look at the overall feared and greed analytics. All right, so today we're about 45 for the aggregate count, 41 for yesterday, and 40 for a week ago, 51 a month ago, and a year ago was at 75 for extreme greed. And let's compare the different levers here. So first we got the S&P 500 against its 125-day moving average, and we still are maintaining consistent space from that 125-day moving average. So that side is still bullish. Here's our Heidenberg Omen. We did a deeper dive on this last week. If you want to pull up our notes and look up the analytics that Game of Trades pulled out on potentially calling this bearish indicator. But looking at 52-week highs net against 52-week lows, we see extreme bearishness come out of that analytics. So we are wary of that. And looking at the McKellen index, which is one of my favorites here, we're just looking at all the shares on the New York Exchange net rising versus net declining. So it's more of a median value of momentum compared to the Heidenberg equivalent. So on that side, we're slipping into extreme fear as well. So you could almost make the case that, again, NVIDIA is carrying the whole freaking market on its shoulders. And let's go to the index watch module really quick under market watch. And let's look at the advanced decline line among the S&P 500 actually, just to see what today looks like, since the CNN analytics is showing some rather extreme points that the overall market seems to be falling apart. So let's just verify that. And let's select the S&P 500. Why is it so slow? What the hell, Swap? Okay, so we're seeing 200 firms advancing, about 300 firms declining. So overall, a bearish day. Okay. And if we just look at the big boys, let's say we just want to look at top 100. What does that look like? 32 to 69. Ooh, kind of rough. What's the worst one today? CVS. Oh, Walgreens fallout. See, making connections. Okay. All right, we got more than one brain cell firing at least. Okay. Put-call ratio, this again, we read this all the time. This is a retarded way of doing it. You have to look at historical extremes, and this is nothing. This is total garbage. Total garbage. These are total misreads. Okay, we're gonna ignore the misreads. All right. All right, let's look at the Stock Traders Almanac. June is almost done, so let's see. June is the summer rally in most years is the weakest rally of all 4 seasons. Week after June, triple witching day, Dow is down 26 of the last 32. Recent record S&P up 12, down 9. Average loss of 0.8, ranking number 11 for the S&P 500. Summer doldrums can begin in late June. Watch out for end of quarter portfolio pumping on the last day of June. Dow down 18 of the last 32, NASDAQ up 19 of the last 12. And in presidential election years, June ranks number 4 for the S&P, number 5 for the Dow, and number 2 for the NASDAQ. And June ends NASDAQ's best 8 months. Wow. Okay, so let's just double check how the S&P has performed this month. Let's see, 1 month. Come on. Come on, Yahoo Finance. Can you populate? Come on. Oh, we got Rob Walker in the house. Welcome, welcome. Drop the session notes for you. Okay, June started at open, closed at 527. What is this? 544? 544 minus 527 divided by 527 is up 3.2% for the month of June. That is a lot better than Stock Traders Almanac of average loss of 0.8, ranking number 11. Oh, I guess Jeffrey Hirsch and his editorial team didn't know about the NVIDIA split today, huh? Or this month, at least. All right. That probably threw things off a little bit. All right, let's look at July. July is the best month of the third quarter. Start of second half brings in an inflow of retirement funds. First trading day Dow up 28 of the last 34. Graph above shows strength in the first half of July. Huge gain in July usually provides better buying opportunity over next 4 months. Start of NASDAQ's worst 4 months of the year. And then presidential election Julys are ranked number 6 for the Dow, number 6 for the S&P, and number 9 for the NASDAQ. All right, fun stuff there. Let's look at August really quick. Harvesting made August the best stock month of 01 to 51. Now that 2% of U.S. labor is devoted to farming, August is the worst Dow and second worst S&P and NASDAQ month since 1988. Second shortest bear in history, 45 days, caused by turmoil in Russia, blah, blah, blah. Saddam Hussein triggered a 10% slide in 1990. Best Dow gains are 82, 84 as bear markets ended. Next to last day, S&P up only 9 times of the last 27 years. Presidential election years rank number 5 for the S&P, number 4 for the Dow, number 1 for the NASDAQ. Okay. But just to remind you guys, this week, supposedly according to the Almanac, should be a pretty bad week. So yeah, week after June triple witching week. So just FYI. But again, Almanac is kind of blurry often. Okay. All right, we'll skip sector rotation. Let's look at earnings. And we'll look at Walgreens in just a sec. All right, today we got fun stuff. As we mentioned, we got Nike, American Outdoor Brands. This is a Big Five ammo spinoff or something, if I remember correctly. And let's look at the other one for today. What the hell is Crown Crafts? And then tomorrow earnings. Oh, nothing. Friday earnings, nothing yet. Bank should be next week, I believe, right? XLF Cousins. And let's see. STZ is on Wednesday. This is the two Jersey mafioso brothers who took over the beer and wine industry. Where's the XLF folks? Oh, I guess we gotta wait till after July 4th. Ooh, okay. Oh, okay. Pretty sleepy still until mid-July. WD-40. Okay, we're getting into some known tickers. And again, until we see XLF folks, we won't really see the full quarter. Okay. Oh, here we go. XLF, JPM. This is July 12th. All right, so we're about 2 weeks out from the banking parade. But it is at least a new earnings season. Okay, so 2 weeks. All right, July 12th, guys. All right. So spend your money on July 4th and then bring it back. Okay. All right. Let's dive into Walgreens. And let me write down to check out CVS since that came up just briefly, right? Grab a pen. Okay. Maybe short CVS. Okay. All right. All right. Walgreens shares crashed 20% on full-year guidance cuts. Warns worse than expected consumer environment. So I love bullish sentiment like that. So let's look at top line revenue and then look at net and guidance. Let's see. All right, top line revenue was blur 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 blur. Oh, they don't write it like that. Let's see. Shares are set to crash to levels not seen since the 1990s. Holy shit. Lower income consumers are struggling under the burden of higher prices. So let's see, purple or magenta is 200,000, and then 25,000 to 49,000 is orange, and then less than 25,000. Consumer price perception by income, index TTM. Okay. Consumer price perception. So if I'm rich, I perceive prices to be up 4%? Wait, what? I'm not understanding this line graph. Okay. Okay, we can point out something else. You know what? Let's just go to the ticker. What's the ticker again? Walgreens stock. WBA. Let's go to the charts.
I wonder if that chart has something to do also with the types of things that rich people are interested in buying versus the things that poor people are interested in buying. I mean, because the CPI is a basket of things, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, look at the top left. This is the multi-year chart, right? 20 years. That is a really sad, inverted cup and handle. Holy cow. And then here's the 1-year chart, just straight down, like brick and mortar is toast. And what was a 20% down, in the pre-trade, the pre-morning market, it went down another 5%. Wow. Incredible. Fireworks already for this earnings season, huh? Looking mighty bullish. Yeah, wow, bleeding out. put call ratio, what? 0.8 right here? Yeah, 0.87. Yeah. There's more room to fall, for sure. And look at these deltas, very low in the 0 to 20. So that means everyone who's betting is betting with betting at serious dollars. These aren't cheap bets that they're buying. Wow, scary. Okay, so that's Walgreens. That should tell you a lot about Main Street America right there. And let's look at CVS, which is also caught in this riptide of economic market cap destruction. CVS. Let's take a look. Also down 5%. Wow. So Walgreens down 20%. Just in, pre-opening, and then down another 5% in the first 3 hours. Wow. And does CVS have also a beautiful inverted cup and handle pattern? Let's see. No, it's a lot more crazy and chaotic. We might have a smaller cup and handle inversion kind of thing. But yeah, this is a lot choppier. Okay, it's not quite the same depressing story, but it is a depressing story. Okay. All right. So that's Walgreens. We got to speed up a little bit since we're a little behind. Let's look at General Mills. Let's get another snapshot of the US consumer. All right. So this crashed 8%. And let's take a look at GIS. And there's been lots of shrinkflation things happening here. So the box is getting smaller, the package is getting smaller, they're pumping less nitrogen in there, and you get less material. So it's just ridiculous. And Peter Schiff was talking about this in his podcast. Like he said, back in the day, there used to be like toys and whatnot in the cereal box, right? And they'd be packed full. So to get to the toy, it's on the bottom in the middle somewhere. So you have to dump it out and fight through all of the non-shrinkflation to get to the prize usually. The good old days. All right, so here's GIS, General Mills. And if you know your General Mills trivia, this was it Frosted Flakes? Or was it the brand product was created to reduce masturbation because it tasted so horrible? That's breakfast cereal origin stories. That's not in the reminiscences of a stock operator, but it's from that era. Okay, so here's GIS though, but yeah, very weak momentum, not quite a sell-off, but it's not doing great. And as you can see, pretty stagnant. Not a lot of great action, very sideways in a like can't sleep kind of way. All right. And who is that? Okay. Oh, Linda's driving. It's okay. I'll mute you, Linda. All right, let's see. But yeah, looking at more General Mills analytics, let's see. They have a lot of business units, so that's kind of cool to see what's working and what's not. But the pet segment is collapsing, which is kind of sad. I'm a huge pet guy, but yeah. This is a lot of horse meat. Knowing what I know about the meat industry, yeah. I will cook the meat myself for my dog rather than buying the kibbles. Okay. Yes. CEO calls it a more challenging operating environment for the macroeconomic landscape because inflation is not transitory at 2%, as we've been deceived. Okay, so that's General Mills, pretty bullish, and we'll continue. We took a look at the swaggy stocks, but let's see if it's changed the last 20 minutes or so since we glanced at it. And again, it's really important to know your counterparty. Okay, so Hims and Hers is number 4 today. That's surprising. Did something happen? Okay, maybe something happened. But yeah. Oh, looking here, like here's a beautiful short, right? BA, only red, no green. Like like there's bearish activity here. So that's an automatic almost. Okay. Fun stuff there. All right, let's go to Meta and Econ News. All right, let's look at our final Q1 GDP print, confirming our US consumer slowdown. All right, so quarter to quarter growth. Was it 1.4%? Okay. It was a decline from December. That was north of 3.5. So not very optimistic here. Okay, I mean, this is just boring stuff, but yes, weaker GDP data quarter by quarter. No surprises there. Durable goods declined as well. Dry bulk shipping mostly affected. I mean, this is more of the same. We're beating a dead horse here. Speaking of dog food, but here's the 11 points that the US economy is in not great shape. Number one, delinquency is on a rise for credit cards. No surprises there. Number two, commercial real estate is beginning to escalate. Beginning, huh? Number three, banks are in trouble and shutting down branches. 400 branches closed just this year. China's shutting down thousands. You guys need to catch up. All right. Number four, big companies are laying off workers coast to coast. Yeah, a large freight forwarding company in Texas just shut down, which is pretty sad. And if logistics companies are shutting down, that is worrisome. And this is in Texas, no less. Number five, Dallas Fed Services Index in negative territory for 25 months in a row. Not good. Number six, restaurant apocalypse. Shit, even Hooters is closing underperforming locations. You know, if Double D titties are underperforming, like there's no hope for America. Like this is it, guys. And adjacent to our Hooters titty index, we got to look at Rick's Cabaret and Hospitality Services, which is out of Dallas. And this is our strip club IPO. And there is no better economic indicator than a strip club. Maybe Hooters, but we'll take Rick's Cabaret first. And let's look at the stock chart today as SWOG is loading. It's been on a pretty bearish rip overall for Rick's Cabaret, as you'll see in just a second. And I've been enjoying shorting these guys. So there you go. Perfect Y equals negative 2/3 X slope line here. And they just had a dividend payment. So, further, chopping up market cap. And yeah, just a beautiful short candidate. So take a look. Because Hooters is not public, last I checked, right? Hooters stock. This search term is a little tricky. Make sure you type it correctly. Okay. All right. Well, that's a restaurant apocalypse. All right. Let's look what else. Retail chains continue to go belly up at a staggering rate. No shit, Sherlock. Number 8, we learned that the consumer confidence in the US dropped lower this month. Really? You don't say. Number 9, initial consumer confidence reading has been revised down in 7 of the last 8 months. Number 10, housing in the US is more unaffordable than ever. Really? Number 11, as discussed yesterday, the homeless population of Chicago tripled from 2023 to 2024. Oh my God. One of my arch nemesis is moved to Chicago, so I'm so happy for them. All right, cool. All right, so that's your optimistic econ news, and let's get to more fun stuff. So again, I just got the screenshot because there's a paywall, but yes, hedge funds are dumping epic amounts of tech stocks. So yeah, definitely sector rotation. And JPM is reporting a sizable quarter-end pension selling process. So it'll be a good collection of management fees, but this might be the last big one as people run away. And as we look at SOX, there was another article for the case for caution. And let's look at the SOX index out of Philly, I believe. And Wani was complaining earlier that Micron didn't perform as expected. And to be fair, the semiconductor world is a lot bigger than just NVIDIA. But yeah, there is a ecosystem of the spoils of war are not collectivized. There will definitely be winners and losers in this sector. But yeah, here's socks, and here is the pile of red candlesticks showing up. Was that really the top? Probably, guys. It probably was. I mean, remember, Jansen Wong is signing double D boobs in Asia. Like pretty frothy, at least. All right. And again, here's, maybe we'll have a big rate cut, maybe not. Again, who does Uncle Sam and the Fed want to burn? Are you going to burn the long-term bondholders or the short-term bondholders? Like, you got to pick one. You can't make everybody happy. So if you raise rates, long-term bondholders and international holders will be a little bit happier. The BRICS momentum will slow down. But if it's the opposite, if they lower rates to save the stock market and real estate, then they'll destroy the bond market long term because yields go down, and who wants shit returns washed down by inflation? So which crash landing? The crash landing sooner or later. It's like, take your pick. Okay. So yeah, black swans. We talked about Kenya a little bit and Bolivia blowing up. Yeah, and VIX is 12.53. Wonderful. All right, let's get some more economic news. Let's look at currencies and dollar strength. Last I recall, it was like 105, 104. We're at 109, 106. Holy cow. That is wild. And for the gold price to stay high despite such a strong dollar is amazing as well. And let's zoom out a little bit. 6 months. Let's go to 1 year. Wow. Okay, 1 year, 3.31% higher. Okay. Okay. Pretty strong at the moment. Okay. All right, so domestic news. Finishing our Chicago theme. This is exactly like my Oakland experience when I was managing pieces of shit in West Oakland in the mid 2010s. You call PD in Oakland, you get a busy tone. At least in Chicago, you get a 50-50 chance. So it was better than what I was dealing with. So yeah, Chicago is amazing. And if you guys would like to learn more about the Chicago gangland activities, I just finished a book which is really cool. Shit, what was it called? Sociologist, Chicago gangland. What was it called? Shit. Gang leader for a day. Sorry. Okay. So this guy was a sociologist grad student and just walked into the projects and just hung out for 5 years and took notes. It's exactly what I would do. And I've done my own version of this in a different context, not selling drugs in Chicago, but yeah, this will be a fun book when I finish it. But yeah, let me drop this in the chat if you guys are curious about the Chicago scene. This talks about it quite in depth. And there was a TED Talk about this. TED Talk is Thug Life, a Happy Life. And it was groundbreaking because this guy who did work with the Freakonomics authors, he basically had the ledger to the gang, and he realized that gang members, at least the foot soldiers, they got paid worse than McDonald's minimum wage, which is also why most of them moonlighted at McDonald's, which kind of blew everyone's mind. But yeah, let me find you guys the TED Talk. It's freaking amazing. It's the only drug-oriented TED Talk. Yeah. Where is it? How is this removed? Wait, how? Stephen Levitt. Okay, They removed the #1 performing TED Talk off of YouTube. What the hell? That is retarded. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here, okay. No, this is the original mirror. Okay. Okay, someone removed something. Okay, but yeah, there's a fun video. Okay, cool. Okay, that's Chicago for you. We can't trade that, but we can trade Boeing. And a whistleblower #3, who's getting his term life insurance as we speak, he is concerned that there is substandard maintenance. And let's go to Boeing. And I've tried to short Boeing like crazy, and it's just really resilient. And I think being a military industrial complex producer means that when the third whistleblower starts talking, the asset price goes up 3%. Yay! Okay. Misinformation right before your eyes here in living color. Exhibit A. And what happens when planes are falling out of the sky? Momentum goes up and people buy the dip. And don't forget, Boeing is trying to buy Spirit Airlines with an all-stock deal, no less. And during acquisition day, the stock goes up 3%, or at least on the bid. Like, this makes no sense. Like, the chart would tell you to go long or at least go sideways on Boeing. Like, this makes no sense. Okay. Clearly, there's interest protecting Boeing. So this would be tricky to short. Okay. This is kind of like shorting KRE because the regional bank players have so much help. Okay. All right. Shifting news to McDonald's. Customers are rejecting fake meat burgers. And I could have told you that. Like we talked about last week, at least for the McDonald's Impossible Whopper, that's a free sex change. There's 18 million more phytoestrogens in that one than the regular meat-based variety. So yeah, let's look at two stocks. Let's look at McDonald's and Beyond Meat. And they're both not performing well for different reasons. All right, it's 12 o'clock. We got to speed up a little bit. Sorry, we're having too much fun and lots of news to get through. Okay, and let's look at McDonald's. Come on. MCD, Golden Arches. Okay, so this has been sell-off territory for quite some time, since the beginning of April, and that coincides with the $20 fast food wage hike in California quite a bit. So as you can see, it's been on sell-off city for a long time, for the last 90 days. So again, a decent shorting candidate. And let's close this and let's get to Beyond Meat, which is also a free sex change. And if you had to eat imitation meat, I would get the Asian stuff over the Western stuff. It's a little bit different. Okay, let's look at BYD, Beyond Meat. Okay, this has not been, it's kind of sideways at the moment, but historically, it was trading a lot better. So yeah, gap down and staying sideways. It's in sell-off, the sell-off zone for quite a bit. So more to come. Oh, wait, this is Boyd Gaming. My apologies. This is a slot machine gaming company. I know because this was a very intimate part of my 2020 shortlist because casinos were crashing. Sorry, what's Beyond Meat stock? Beyond Meat, BYND, sorry. I sat next to a software programmer who he didn't tell me which company he worked for, but he programmed slot machines, and he said absolutely do not play slot machines. Play anything else but slots. And I told him it's okay. I play poker. Come on, come on. Wait, what's the ticker? Beyond. Come on. Come on, come on. Oh, come on, Swab.
You've got it double typed again.
Yeah.
I keep on wanting to ask you, is it really that bad? And then I look up and
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's also because of Zoom, and maybe I should turn off my video. The videos, like, yeah, video doesn't help.
well, that would be the argument, the only argument why you need the new CPU because it has more cores.
Yeah,
And
and it has to,
it could do encode at the same time.
right, right. And it has to encrypt the video file and then compress it and then unpack it on the other side. Like, I see that. You're on PC though, right, Dave?
Yes, I'm a PC person.
Cool.
I thought about buying a Mac, but I never have done it.
I would like to run TOS on Linux at some point. That'd be fun. Okay, but here's BYND. Beyond Meat, very sideways. Quite the dog. From its heyday of, oh my God, 177, and now it's 6.9. What a joke. So yeah, if you're looking for a shorting candidate, here you go. Cool. All right, so that's the McPhail. And then car stuff, we can't really short, but there was a massive, they call it a Russian malware ransom attack. And yeah, lasted about a week. And yeah, sucks to be in the car industry now. Yep. What else? There is a lot of like I didn't know about this. I don't surf in SoCal. But maybe you've heard of this, Larry. Like San Diego beaches get shut down regularly because of Mexican sewage. Have you heard about this?
Wow.
It's not regularly, but yes, the Mexicans drop sewage. I used to party down just south of Tijuana, about 80 miles south of Tijuana. We had a favorite place. And yeah, the beaches were always 50-50. They're all polluted with sewage or not this year. And oil.
Oil, shit, and algae. Wonderful.
Wow. That's not good.
Maybe I shouldn't complain about Half Moon Bay anymore. I've never seen shit there. Okay. All right, so yeah. Oh, I should have reordered this a little bit, but yeah. All right. Let's take a look at Southwest. Since we just looked at Boeing for a second. Love. Okay. That does seem faster without the video feed. Okay. Okay. All right, here's Southwest, and we can see on the bottom left in the 90-day view, it's been in sell-off city since about tax day, and about negative 50 million shares net a clip. And so they're cousins. Let's see. American Airline was freaking out and adjusted their guidance. So did Southwest. So I imagine if we look at the parent ETF of all the domestic carriers, which is Jets, we should see an overall decline as well. We don't have time, but I imagine there's also Alaska Airlines, Hawaiian, and everyone's sort of in the same boats. But yeah, here's Jets, and you can see that it's trading very sideways and it's trending lower, and has been in sell-off territory for quite a bit. Okay. And can we see the holdings here? Let's try that really quick. Under fundamentals. Can we see it? No, I'll go with the logo line. All right, we're going to skip that because we're a little busy at the moment. Okay. But yeah, Southwest. And again, this is paralleling the weak US consumer. So you got to think of Joe's six pack and what he's doing. Like, poor guy is, living in Pittsburgh, lost his steel mill job, on unemployment, his claims running out. He's drinking Bud Light. He's really pissed at life. Like, shit is going bad. All right. Cool. So that's Southwest. We talked about Boeing, Airbus. Can't really trade this, but you should just know that they're also having profitability warnings. So it's not that people don't want to buy Airbus planes, but lack of cash. So crazy. This is a little bit harder for us to trade in California, but Seattle at least did a pilot program of adding a $4.99 fee on Uber Eats to help drivers. And this resulted in crashing the delivery marketplace by 45%. So, I mean, any one of us could have told them that. But when you have communists pretending to be economists, weird things happen. And with that, let's go to our old tried and true watch list called delivery fees, where we want to look at the delivery market. All right, so let me sort by volume. Any other, we haven't looked at this in a while, but are there any tickers that I'm missing? Walmart, Uber, DoorDash, Papa John's, Domino's, Tattooed Chef, HelloFresh, Blue Apron. Blue Apron gone. Tattooed Chef gone. If Warren shorts you, it's kind of dangerous. You might go bankrupt. Okay. But yeah, I very happily shorted Blue Apron for a long time. And I haven't looked at HelloFresh in a while. I should check that out again. HYLLFF. Okay. Any other tickers that I forgot? I guess that's the big ones, right? DoorDash,
Yep, DoorDash.
Uber.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So let's look at Uber. Well, Uber's is not pure delivery, right? Because it's transport as well. But let's see. Boeing, it's been in sell-off territory for a long time. And if the Asian delivery market is the canary in a coal mine, then I would be like, if I had more money, I would love to wager major funds and do like a giant leap on Uber and just watch it collapse. These are variable consumer luxuries, and food delivery is a joke compared to rent and everything else. So yeah. Let's look at Dash to get a more food delivery centric read though. All right, let's look at Dash. Dash has been in trouble, as you see, since their last earnings, and revealing a lot of weakness, and people are not convinced. So Dash, another great shorting candidate, because it's only going sideways at best, and is in trouble going forward. And thank you, Kurt, for a nice video on YouTube and the Spirit purchase. Excellent. We'll check this out. Who is this by? Mentor Now. Oh, Indian? British? I heard some Indian accents. Okay. Sponsored by NordVPN. All right, excellent. All right, I'll check this out. Thank you, sir.
Hold on,
But
Peter. Yeah, so there's issues between Airbus and Boeing and Spirit, so it talks about it.
okay, we'll check it out. Check it out. Please don't fly either airline if you can. Okay. All right. Fun pool things. Let's see. Running a little bit out of time. I just want to pull up the chart here. Okay. So here's Pool Corp. I'm not familiar with their ticker until today, but they parallel that against the federal funds rate to show that there might be some interesting foreshadowing if this curve completes. So yeah, Pool Corp stock. Let's take a look. But yeah, I worked for a let me see if I can find it. Fin Bluetooth. I worked for a company that tried to make a Bluetooth device. It was a Internet of Things type play. So basically, they made hardware and software. So you drop this in your pool or hot tub, and it gives you real-time readouts of all the chemicals in real time forever. Like it's not a static data point. So you could see your pool chemistry change over time. So it was really cool. But this was $200, and it had a lot of problems and errors and issues. And the company tried to sell a subscription model adjacent to that, but they couldn't sell pool chemicals at a scalable price that beat the big boys. That was impossible. So they also did contract manufacturing with Flex in China, and they had tons of design and production issues. So they had hardware problems to deal with and software problems to deal with and distributor problems to deal with on the US North American side. So I'm watching this as the, young marketing manager. I'm like, holy shit, this is a nightmare startup. Hardware problems, software problems, distributor problems, sales problems, payroll problems. And I just watched one executive after another quit. The CFO, the COO, the other product manager, the chief product manager, and I'm just like watching this company die on the vine. And I'm just like, oh, startups are not easy. uh, this is my mid-20s. That was my first IoT job, as it were. But yeah, so I got a chance to look at a lot of like pool analytics, and it is very middle class connected. So yeah, so in China, it works, the analytics work really well for a middle class proxy with piano sales and electricity consumption rates. All right, cool. Sorry, where was I going? Pool. All right, let's see. Let's check out this ticker. I've never looked it up before. Oh, and that Bluetooth, that water chemistry Bluetooth spin up, the British COO was fucking the product manager lead. And like I didn't know what to do with that information, being like 24 years old. Like she was 25, 26, this hot Russian girl. And like her and the COO would take a lot of plane trip rides all over the place. And I was getting really confused because things weren't adding up. And then I figured out near the end, like, oh, they're fucking. Like, I didn't understand this is like commonplace. Like, I was still very idealistic and whatnot. And then I got into more companies. And then since I work in a marketing department, guess who the bosses are usually banging? My bosses! Wonderful. And that's how Warren gets
Who is
fired.
that? Say that again.
Well, I'm in a marketing department, right? Where are all the
Yeah.
hot bitches? Where are all the hot bitches? In marketing or accounting, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But you don't want to fuck the hot Chinese accountant in accounting. Like she'll sue you.
Yeah.
The marketing chicks are stupid though. For the right amount of nose candy and alcohol, they'll forget what happened. The accountants hold grudges.
Is this really happening?
It is. And not only
Wow.
that, I've come to a conclusion. I've seen these things so many times. I truly think people break things on purpose.
Right, and marketing
You know,
assets
that
are
sounds
expendable.
insane. I mean, you
Yeah,
shouldn't break
yeah.
the country. You shouldn't break your employer. You shouldn't break the business relationship. But people do it so often, it has to only be a purpose.
And if you look
There's
at
no way to
no,
do
no,
these on-
and Dave's totally correct. And as my career got better and I got more leadership positions, I caught more bullets at the office because I'm a straight shooter and all the bitches in marketing aren't. So, I'm catching bullets internally, externally. It's just, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. This is why Warren in marketing at higher levels doesn't compute.
I don't know about that, but
Okay, but
you
anyway,
know, they don't like the save the day type person that I always tried to be.
yeah,
You know, they don't like hearing, I'm really smart. You're screwing up. Do this, this, this. And they go, you don't put more work on me.
and I've had three
You don't listen to me.
I've had three sets of jobs where C-suite was fucking my boss. And those were recent jobs. Those are the three most recent jobs. And anytime that started, that means my head was on a chopping block. Because no matter what happened, there was going to be collateral damage. And usually it's bad. Like, it's okay. I don't have to bore you guys with it. But yeah.
Is it usually the CEO of the company approaching? How does that?
It's top leadership usually, and it's not good if
the marketing girls are making themselves available. If that's the question, no.
Okay.
The CEOs are not predators. The marketing girls are all in for this too. They want to risk.
Everyone is paid for different outcomes. I'm paid to deliver leads that convert into business. She's there to deliver bodily fluid exchanges. It's different.
Really?
Her job, her KPIs are different from mine. And there might be a fourth situation. My last firm had a really here, I'll show you. I don't have an NDA for this company. I can show you some secrets. Okay. Let me show you my last boss. She looks like an ex-stripper, hotter than most probably. And this was part of the problem. And I don't have proof. I'm pretty sure one of the executives is fucking her. This is her, platinum blonde. She's 5'2", dress size 4, fake boobs, massive tattoos, like left arm complete sleeve from fingertip to like collarbone, like massive.
Wow.
Body count 200 plus without blinking. And she has less experience than me, is exactly my age, and was my boss and couldn't do jack shit.
And how did she even get a job?
She's a gorgeous blonde woman.
She put her body in the package. She put her body in the package.
And she knew how to dress and when I met her, like I worked for her for half a year, no problems. I meet her finally at a work conference and I lose all respect for her. And then that kind of contempt is hard to hide. And then my head rolls shortly after, but it's okay. I'm prepared. So, but yeah, these things happen. Let me show you another one. What was her name? This was the first boss that fucked covalent metrology. This is the first situation. This really pissed me off. She only lasted the company for 2 months too. Oh yeah, she doesn't even list herself anymore. I probably can't even find her. I forgot her last name. I hate her ass so much. But yeah, I mean, if I wanted to, I have receipts too. I could run around to the wives of my former CEOs and just start divorces left and right if I wanted to. But yeah, okay, we're getting, sorry, let's just focus on trading. Okay, sorry. Pizza. All right, let's just fast forward. Oh, it's almost 12:30. Sorry, we're having too much fun here. Home sales, a disaster, as you know. ITB is finally paying off, and ITB is our home builders ETF. Lots of developers, contractors, supply companies, blah, 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 paint in ITB. So this is the home builders ETF again. And it's finally trading downward. And I've been waiting freaking forever. So I'm really happy to report that home construction's ETF is sideways and downward and in sell-off territory on momentum. So I've been trading that as well on the bearish side. So happy to report that. So take that. All right, tech news. Let's have fun here. Elon, we'll skip the bullshit. SpaceX, a lot of bullshit. This is a huge grift job of the US tax base. This IPO will be disastrous. I no longer have any FOMO because I've seen enough analytics to not worry. And all of my other friends, like Don Lee's circle, a lot of those like what's the technical term for the SEC? Those accredited investors, everyone rushed for SpaceX stock. And
IPO.
yeah, a lot of them have the pre-IPO shares. It's trading like, depending on the entry points, it's $500 and $800 for the strikes.
For an IPO, that's ridiculous.
But people are gobbling up like there's no tomorrow. But this will implode.
Yeah.
Elon is toast. Like I've been watching a lot of Elon diss videos, and they're really good. But let's just fast forward to the fun stuff that I saved for you guys. So here's the double speak for this con job will look like 50 times bigger than Enron. But yes, Elon pledges to the Tesla shareholders that their faith will be rewarded for his monstrous pay package. And his pay package is basically $20 billion, which is 1/5 of Tesla's revenue, which is about $10,000 per vehicle. Gross. We're not even talking like profits yet, but he's taking it off the top. Okay, so that's Elon. And then there were some other folks who did a couple teardowns of the Cybertruck. And what this revealed was that half the cells are missing. So it seems that Tesla deliberately lowered the range on purpose. So this was always a $40,000 truck that just happens to be sold for 2x the price with half the batteries. How do you circle that snake? I don't know, but kind of interesting. Okay, so I found that for you guys. And then here's some of the best, if you guys have young children, young boys, get them a Cybertruck for high school. Like, don't date no women. This will destroy their high school career. Oh my God, I still remember my high school. Like one of the cool basketball kids, he got a fucking Pontiac Trans Am. It was all black. Like the dude was already tall, good looking, and like kind of gangster already. And then his dad bought him that. And he already got all the girls. Then he got all the neighboring girls because he could drive to other high schools and just pick up chicks. It was hilarious. But yeah. What else? Oh, this is another loser here. This is from the NVIDIA subreddits. This guy deleted his account. Holy shit. I found this 3 days ago. He deleted it. He must have gotten so many direct messages. But yeah, this guy bought NVIDIA at 140, worth $200,000. He's seeing his portfolio go down 10 and 15% every single day.
Wow. And
this guy could have bought a poor man's Mark Cuban protective put and saved his life. But no, he didn't do that. He ran away, deleted his account. Oh my God, poor guy. How many shares is that? 250,000 divided by $140. So about 178 shares, right? So it's what, $25 today? So he lost $15 per share. So he lost, not too bad. He's not losing tens of thousands. But yeah, he lost some money for sure. Unless he got options and leveraged everything, then he might be fucked. We'll see. But he can't update since he deleted. But yeah, lots of pain here. Okay, so that's fun. Oh yeah, and this was as told in our preview, our highlight reel. The real reason Elon made a major update with removing public lights was because he got caught liking quasi porn and humiliation porn at that. Milk your tiny penis. This tells you more about Elon than you ever needed to know. So between the drug use and this, we have faith in him for doing a part-time CEO job across 7 companies. Like, kiss my ass. This guy is a joke. Okay, so that's Tesla. Let's talk Rivian. So Rivian got a huge cash injection, soared, and now collapsed. And I'll show you guys the collapse. And again, I'm taking too long. I got to speed up. It's 12:30. We got some earnings trades to do, and need to call this.
So when was the cash ingestion?
1 billion.
Tuesday.
When?
Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Does anybody think it's gonna be enough?
the charts show that clearly it's not, because it
Okay.
peaked on injection and has never done anything remotely positive.
Yeah,
No
I'm only
beat
curious
inflex.
'cause I walked by 2 Rivians with my mom,
Oh,
and
okay.
that company is going out of business. She said, "What is it?" It's called Rivian. It's
Rivian will
going to be
take
out
a,
of business.
yeah,
And
it
then
will.
I sent her the link of of the bankruptcy.
Yeah. Hey,
I
take care,
mean,
Gordon. We'll post the recording.
Yeah, we're it's personalized.
Yeah, yeah. So Rivian, it will survive
I
longer
think
than
it will
Tesla,
survive. Yeah, it will.
but it will crash and burn eventually. Like
So
you can't.
what about the VW? It sounded like VW infused the money
Yeah, yeah. I mean VW, like
for a percentage and then access to some of their
I mean,
AI driving tech.
right. And what is $1 billion to them, right? And then they can proudly, tell their shareholders, oh, we got a better algo to maybe look at
Yeah, or even
moving our,
5 primary engineers.
yeah, whatever. And this will make Volkswagen look so it's you're basically looking at Volkswagen executives covering their ass. This isn't really a substantial bet.
Okay,
Can I say that? Can I say that?
I digested it pretty quickly. I didn't know when the influx of cash was.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just to show you the scale of money, 22 billion euro operating income. This is what? 1% of, 2%, 3% of 2022's budget. Okay, maybe it's not nothing, but it's maybe it's more serious than I realized.
Any movie that Disney's manufactured in the last 5 years,
Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
a better bet.
Yeah. But ultimately, I think this will be short-lived, and it's maybe a little bit early to confirm the bearish trend. But give it another week, and you'll see, momentum flow out. Because
Okay, next topic.
yeah, and
All right.
then here's the automatic thing, right? What's all the insiders going to do? They're going to cash out, right? This is a Hail Mary for them that they never expected. So if you're, the marketing guy at Rivian is like, oh, sweet Jesus, we're going to sell everything. Thank you, Volkswagen. I'm going to sell my stock, quit my job, and move on. And who is that guy? Is there a smart Warren at at Rivian? Let's see on LinkedIn. Who is their marketing guy? Do they need a new marketing guy? Oh, they're in Irvine? Oh shit, I'm not going to Irvine. They already have a Warren. Oh fuck. This is one of the Warren Wongs. They already have a Warren Wong.
Wow.
Oh my God. Oh shit, my friend Annabelle works there. Oh fuck, Elaine too? This is hilarious. David Gorman, I have a lot of friends here. What the hell? That's hilarious. Yeah. And one of the Warren Wongs is a CTO there. Oh, that's so funny. Maybe I should apply for the marketing job just to mess with it. Can you imagine how many engineering emails I would get on accident from the other Warren?
You collect the sign-on bonus and then leave.
That's right. So the real question is Warren smarter than Jennifer? Probably, just based off your face. I'm probably better. Let's see. What are you? You're new. You went to Facebook, which means you were bullshitting for 3 years. Okay. You worked at Verizon and Amazon. Okay. You're a communication major. Okay. Okay. Jennifer knows somebody. She absolutely knows somebody.
And she's willing to sleep with people.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had that topic open earlier.
Yeah. And if we find her LinkedIn and here, look, dude, this is a party girl. This is a hard party girl. She's big too. This woman's like 5'8", 5'9", weighs 160 pounds. This is a big woman. And she's mean as shit. Look at the set of that jaw. Oh, there's a body count here. Holy shit. Okay. Wow. Okay. This woman has more testosterone than half my friends. Okay, so that's Rivian for you. Another great shorting candidate. NVIDIA, the graph here is incredible of its growth and when you make Berkshire Hathaway look like a slug, that says something. Like shit. You make Warren Buffett look like an amateur. Like what the hell's happening? But yeah, I mean, you can imagine a lot of NVIDIA is powered by inflation and a little bit of fraud and GPUs and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, okay. Jeff Bozo still fucking up the real estate markets. Yeah, no surprises there. Final 20 minutes. We talked about the layoff data. Jobless claims are still rising. Can't really trade this, but yeah. Disney looks shortable, so yeah, momentum's definitely collapsed there. Let's go to international news. Our last fun part. Let's look at millionaire migrations. All right. So obviously know about China and everyone's running away there. And again, here's the joke. Like the test of success in China is, look, if you've made it, you've already exported your wives, your children, and your money to the West. And if you haven't, it means you haven't made it. Like this is very straightforward. All right. So China's fleeing, South Korea's fleeing, Taiwan's fleeing, Vietnam, India, and the UK, and Russia. I've read a lot of pissed off field reports from Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia about, asshole Russians. Okay, what else? Brazil, Nigeria, and South Africa. Yeah. For all the hoopla about Nigeria becoming an amazing place, like, look, if you're rich, you freaking bounce. Like, what does that tell you about Nigeria versus, say, like Indonesia or something? Yeah, okay. All right, fun stuff there. Not really tradable, but just good stuff to know. North Korean stuff is getting kinetic, as we mentioned, from shit bags floated over to hypersonic missiles. That is quite the divergent tech tree there. I just still can't believe it. But yeah, Israel's going to recruit from the Orthodox ranks, which is going to be mind-blowing. Again, Bolivian coup, like lost track of who's ahead. Who cares at this point? Julian Assange is not dead, which is a miracle. Hope he lives out his life. Airbus is getting weird carbon tax, clean fuel bullshit. Can't really trade that, but just good to know. Carrier Eisenhower has some serious missile damage and is fleeing for a dry dock ASAP. And here is cash transactions across the world. And again, you want to see more cash transactions than less. This is a bad trend. And let's see, cash is used a lot in Nigeria, Thailand, Japan, Mexico, Germany, Brazil, India, and not so much in USA, UK, China, Australia, and Norway. Okay. But yeah, globally, it's fading. India expected to see the biggest drop in cash transaction value. And we don't have our Indian correspondents here, but Modi's done a lot of currency debasement insanity under the guise of ferreting out like black market money, which is a big problem in India. But yeah. Okay. So cash is king for now, but it's changing, and I'll be sad when this dies because I'm a small business guy and cash is king. Okay, the oil and commodities news. Saudi Aramco is looking at natural gas in America. Playing with the Widowmaker is dangerous, but we'll let the Saudis give it a try. And China, again, is fudging their central bank buying. And again, if there's only one thing you can trust with Mao's China, it's that they always lie. So, yeah. We're running out of time. But yeah, lots of EV problems with China. They're sitting in dry dock all across the place in America and especially in Europe. And China's just fighting still. It's amazing how much of an asshole they can be when they still want your money. And if you look at the Shanghai Exchange, we're seeing finally some serious capitulation. And again, as I told you before, repeatedly, the key watermark is the 3,000 handle. and they can't hold it anymore. And again, this market has gone nowhere for 15 years. It doesn't even look like the Indian Nifty 50 market. It's just been a giant grifting job since day one. And I still don't understand why people are buying Chinese stocks when I'm shorting the living crap out of them. Obviously, they know something I don't, but their bank balance seems to indicate that's not the case. All right, and we got to talk Chinese shorts really quickly. What is Warren shorting? Warren is still shorting Chinese Li like crazy. Li automaker, the #2 EV in Shanghai. I guess #3 if you count Tesla as #1. And today is down 3%. And just look at that 90-day slope. And I've been shorting them for a while. This is the 1-year chart up top. I've been in them for at least half a year. I didn't start at the top, but I started like when it crossed its 200-day moving average here. And then I started watching it. And then when it crossed the 500-day moving average, I got a lot more aggressive. Cool. So yeah, that's that for the week. Holy cow, we had a lot to go through. Rushed through a fair bit of this, but gosh, lots of trends. We talked what? Walgreens, pool stocks, delivery stocks, home builders, Tesla, Rivian. Obviously very, very bullish items all across the board. And with that, let's run our poll one last time and we'll call it a day, as we gotta let everyone go do their earnings trades and decide how to play Nike. All right, so if you want to vote on your screens for today's poll one last time, just tell me where you think the S&P 500 will go by next Thursday. And then what are we getting for lunch today? We'll have to think about that. Okay, let's see. Any other last voters for our poll? If you could vote on our screen. So far, it's 100% bearish with 2 votes. Any other votes?
Anybody gonna watch the debate tonight?
Absolutely.
I don't care.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna watch the highlights later.
Yeah, we'll catch the Zero Hedge review afterwards.
I'm gonna watch.
Okay.
I'm going to
I'm gonna be on
watch.
drugs.
What
Keep
is
us posted.
Is it 6 o'clock our time, Pacific time?
Yeah, 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we should, you know what I should do? I should screenshot the predicted, I should screenshot this before it changes and then compare it tomorrow. Here, I'll do that. The presidency. Huh?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, all the odds here. I'll save this for us. Okay. We'll compare it next week. Here, I'll drop it right here in domestic. Okay, cool. We'll compare this next week. That'll be fun. Compare next week. Cool. What time is it again tonight? 7?
6 o'clock, 6.
6, okay. Okay, let's see. What are the chances of oh, you know what? I wanted to call Donald the Teflon Don, but since he's not the Teflon Don and technically guilty as a guilty criminal, that's not going to work anymore. Teflon Don,
He'll probably get it overturned on appeal.
can he pardon himself?
If he appeals it and he wins, then it's all moot point, right?
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, let's take a look at Nike really quick. Oh, let me stop the recording. Okay.